Thank you. This is an exciting room. I hail from Philadelphia, and I will represent that state and my adopted state of Texas. I was glad. So I was trying to think, as we all do, what is it about art that can be spoken for? And it's very hard. Everyone has mentioned the difficulty of showing the worth, the reason why funds should be allocated. And I dare say I'm shocked, but not surprised that the federal allotment of money toward the arts is not even the cost of a blockbuster movie. Think about that. $150 million is not the highest budget for a big extravaganza movie. So what does that tell us about how hard it is to say what the value is? And I had it proved for me very organically and very really, and some of you may have had this experience. I was once working on an extremely hard job, filming something. The hours were long, as I'm sure you've all heard. They can sometimes be terrifically long, 12-hour days, 14-hour days. If you have a lot of makeup and preparation for the day, becomes even longer. And this job I had, I was driving myself to the locations, which were different every day. And I didn't know, leaving in the dark, coming home in the dark, trying to find my way, and I was truly, truly exhausted. I didn't particularly get along with the crowd of people that was making this project. It was very fraught with intrigue and distress. It was physically hard, physically tiring. The craft service, I'm sure you all know what that means. The craft service was inadequate, to say the least. And this went on. This went on for a long time, months and months of working like this. And I had a trailer allotted to me at the beginning of this job that I could leave some personal things in. And I had brought various effects, but I was very rarely in that trailer, only quickly to change clothes between scenes or to use the potty. And that was like it, so it was very fast. Almost my last day of shooting, I was not in a scene, so I was in that trailer relaxing, and I knew it was coming to an end, so there was already some sign of relief. This was about over. I had lost a lot of weight on this job, which was one good thing. I was literally didn't have time to eat, so and would fall into bed at night. By some fluke, I thought, looking around what I had to pack up, did I leave anything in the tape player, in the music box in that trailer? And I pushed the button, and I had left something in there. It was a tape of La Bohème. And as I heard the music begin, tears flooded my eyes. My heart swelled. And in that moment, I experienced gratitude for being alive, for being healthy, for having a job that paid me well and got me out of the actor's typical backup of bills. That was an important job, a job in which I learned a lot. I had gratitude for everything, and I immediately had a sense of myself in my life and in the world from simply the impact of art on me. And I know this is a hard thing to name. This is the thing we have to name when we speak to get support for the arts. It is the thing that makes sense of ourselves to ourselves. Human beings are the only living animal that has art. Even animals have tools. Many animals have tools. But the human being is the only creature that makes something that means something to him in this ineffable way. It's something that brings coherence. It's something that brings a sense of ourself to ourself. It's a way of seeing ourself and experiencing ourself that is absolutely critical to our true well-being. As I was driving here, I was told that the Science Museum, the Space Museum, receives more attendees than any other museum in the city. And the emphasis has been on science, and it's something you can really point at. Boy, can you get money for that. Boy, can you speak to the specific things that the sciences bring. And it's very hard to point to the specific things that art brings, except that it makes us whole. It makes us whole. And I urge all of you to, when you're speaking to someone, think of some event in your life. It can be tiny. Mine certainly was just a moment in a trailer in Hollywood that made you understand how critical it is for your health, for your well-being, for your completeness. And art makes us complete. Art separates us from the animals. It's hard to point out, but it's easy to evoke in yourself. Get yourself in that place of importance before you speak. Always speak the truth of your own particular experience. There's something, some phenomenon in art, I forget what it's called, it even has a name, whereby the smallest, very specific to you experience that you have, when you speak of it to others, it will immediately communicate to that universal understanding of events in our inner lives. It is our inner lives that makes life livable. It is not the clothes on our back or the shelter over our head or those things that we need for mere existence. And art takes us out of mere existence, even into joy and into all that a human being can be, which is to say our humanity. So certainly it is true that art gives us our humanity, and without it, we haven't got any. So be brave, speak truth to power, and put yourself in the place of that joy that we all have, and that I have just in this room with so many people who are in touch with what really matters in life. Thank you for letting me speak to you today. Thank you very much.